You did the third.
Why do 90% of hackers swear by counter-surveil? Let's dive in and find out. In the labyrinthine world of cyberspace, every click leaves a trace. But with counter-surveil, you become the unseen. Our podcast takes you deep into the heart of hacking, where firewalls crumble and secrets unravel. From white hat heroes to shadowy code warriors, we cover the spectrum. Join us on Iron Geek, your portal to mastering the art of stealth and strategy. Discover the tools, the tricks, and the tales that define the modern hacker. Tune in and transform from a curious novice into a digital legend. This is Counter Surveil. Unmask the unknown.
Tune into the sound waves, secrets of the dark maze, dark codes in the nighttime, information no aligned. We're free in the spotlight, chatting through the late night. Smart contracts are lying, auditing, verifying. Counter surveil in my ear, security we engineer. Learn the truth, don't disappear. Counter surveil, we're right here. Crypto dreams and data streams. Listen close, it's closer than it seems. Fix the flaws, see through the smog. Counter serve will join the blog.
DEF CON is coming up, so stock up on Malort and dive into the Hacker's Den, the Counter Surveil podcast, where tech meets intrigue and every bite tells a story. Grab a drink and join us at the virtual bar. As we chat with our latest guest, Futaba-Webs, he's got the lowdown on deep dive security training and the hacker life. We'll talk shop, spill secrets, and maybe even find out where Frank is hiding. For real though, if anyone out there has seen Frank, please tell us and don't tell the feds. Remember, you didn't hear it from us, and don't get caught.
That was a good one.
That was so good. Okay, yeah, we're already broke pattern. Sorry.
All right, hello and welcome to the Counter Surveil Security Podcast. Today we have with us Alt Key. Havoc is out. He might be here later in one form or
where
another.
is he?
Yeah,
Where is
the hell
Havoc?
he go? And then we have Futaba with us, and we were going to discuss a few topics. Actually, let's just start out by, hey, Futaba, am I pronouncing that right? I have no idea anything about Futaba.
No, you're pronouncing it correct. It's Futaba.
Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself.
So I guess for the most part, I'm a self-taught software engineer with a background in cybersecurity. I also do IT, electrical engineering. I guess if you can tell, I do like a mixture of stuff, and I basically apply for offensive security and ethical hacking. I guess that's the way to introduce myself right now. For the most part, in terms of what I do, my brand, I focus on doing a lot of white paper research, which is like the articles I do. I do training material, exploit videos, exploit guides, even custom tool development. That's like all part of the white paper stuff. And then I have another section of my brand which I've been building up for a while, which is my own contractor stuff. Offensive security, vulnerability assessments, secure defensive coding. The main reason for that is, of course, cybersecurity right now is kind of like gatekeepy, so you can't you basically have to hire yourself and find your experience and build that up from the ground and connect with people to stay in a pool of networking and having work available to you at all times. So I have this stuff going with my brand. How I'm building up my reputation is to be advertising my brand on LinkedIn, doing my educational resources and content, working up my Patreon, networking with people that are my seniors that are more experienced than me, building relationships with them. And then on top of that, I've got my partnership going with a company called SIPSEC. They've got stuff going on in the works that I've been working with them in terms of projects. I'm going to be using a CTF server that I built with them to train graduates that are looking to get into web application penetration testing. And then I got another person in my Discord server who's also running his company that's getting set up. That's going to be another pool of contract work for me there. I even got stuff that Sledge has mentioned to me before. I want to pick it up. That's another resource there. Then I have another place that wants to pick me up for some full-time stuff. Nothing set in stone, but they can even cover rentals for me to have like the stuff I need, rental spaces and all that. So I'm basically building my name, my reputation, trying to get all the tools and stuff I need. Yeah, I think that's a way to introduce myself and my brand and what I do right now.
You know what? Let's go off topic for a minute, and I will say you're doing it right. That's how I did mine. You get your name out there by helping and teaching others. That is definitely a big thing about building out your network and all of that. So good stuff. So speaking of that, drop me your link to whatever you want to promote, and I'll stick it in the chat and everything.
Awesome. Give me 1 second.
Oh, we have a crowd strong.
Hey!
Hello, friends.
Look who showed up.
Sorry, I'm late to the party.
Hey, at least you're not AWOL like fucking Havoc in here. Like, anyone seen him? Hey, FBI, I know you're watching. Have you seen Havoc?
No, the FBI is right there.
Oh,
bottom
no.
left.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at him.
How's it going to everything?
I am not a Fed.
I'm not a cop either.
That's what they all say.
We can see the reflection of the platform we're using in your sunglasses, and that is a security risk. So I'm going to have to tell you to take them off.
I had a special surgery.
Yes, I'm asking you to strip live on stream, but like, you know, we got to give the teaser for the Only Pwns, dude.
Many years ago, here's a joke made by a content creator, a news guy, Philip DeFranco, that I've always wanted the opportunity to use. And now that I've got it, I'm using it. I had the special surgery that replaced my eyes with vaginas. That's what it was.
Well, that means easy content for the Only Pwns. Come on, glasses off. Let's get marketing.
Oh.
So, anyways, Futaba.
Simon in the comments just dropped the perfect dad joke, and I'm here for it.
No, the better dad joke would be eye rapey.
Okay. Let's bring it back to Futaba.
We need your links, sir.
I believe I posted it in the chat just now. It's mostly just my link tree. It has like everything on there. You can find everything that's
private chat. There we go. Okay,
you're gonna have to post it in the public chat.
Okay.
Also, it's a pleasure to meet you, my friend.
You too. By public chat, you mean the comment section?
No.
I got you.
Yeah. There you go.
Hey, Simon, no worries. You're all good, man. Glad to have the puns.
All right, everybody check out that link. We'll put it in the video description later, but for now, go check that out and save it. He's got a lot of good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Dope. So what have I missed? What's going on?
We're just finish up with intros before we get into the chit chat.
Cool.
So let's start off by introducing you to Futaba. God, I'm gonna keep saying that.
Trust me, it's okay, Sledge. It's pronounced exactly the way you think it is.
So
you're blue team, right?
Yeah.
Crowd strong.
So I wear many hats. I am my day job. I am a blue teamer for a large non-government organization.
That's specification. Sorry.
That's the way I can tell you. I am also the CISO of a nonprofit, or not the CISO of a nonprofit that deploys to places that have been hit with natural disasters and deploys radio communications to law enforcement first responders. I have an extensive background in nonsense, and it's a good time.
Hey, you and me both, brother.
I came from tech all the way up, from the IT guy all the way up virtualization, system administration, all that jazz. And I've been in security for almost 8 years now.
Cool.
Good to meet you.
He's at a McDonald's right now.
Excellent. Real secure.
Actually, yeah, probably more secure than us doing this on our home Wi-Fi, especially seeing we're probably all under surveillance at this point.
Insert VPN ad here.
You know she's right about that.
Yes, I'm very aware.
Oh, yeah, we have stories. That wasn't even a joke. We've talked about a few of them on the podcast.
Never do it from the comfort of your own home.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's literally in the song, "Don't hack where you rest at." I don't care if you own a house, use a bounce. Like, come on.
It's fine.
Literally, I think me and Sledge were talking about this the other day when we were doing like a quick vet call. How like a lot of people get caught like in like ridiculous ways, but the funniest thing is that they just get caught like shitting where they eat every single time, almost every single time. Even I think what a bunch of students that would hack into, I think one student hacked into his high school's system to change his grades, got caught in his room. And it was really that simple. When he got Tor and everything and all the security protocols that he used, the proxy chain and pivot his own IP address was going to work, and it honestly did nothing.
Or they fuck up their OPSEC and correlate their handle with their real name or real IP on some forum, and then boom, you're caught.
So my personal favorite, and because we haven't had any real OPSEC coverage that we have done on this podcast, so now it's story time. I have a bunch of students from back at the old college and blah, 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 blah. Y'all have heard the story, but one of them got his ass busted hard. So dude decided to pick a fight with Lockheed, which was a great idea. Right. And he went to the McDonald's like immediately next to the college, which, I mean, okay, another actually not half bad idea, except for the fact, he used his actual credit card of his actual name to buy food at the same time he did the hack. Correlation attack, and his ass was busted.
Nice.
I can't say much about it, but let's just say I know Bob and Alice one time did something really, really bad, and he got caught for using his real credit card on a certain VPN server.
Nice.
Hide my ass. I mean, nothing. It totally wasn't hide my ass, was it?
This is why we paid Bitcoin.
This is totally why you roll the video, host your own fucking VPN. Like we have the whole segment for it.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
This is the time. Come on.
Where's it at? What is it called?
Anyone in the audience?
Are you tired of using VPNs that are slower than your grandma's gossip circle? Do you want to secure your internet without breaking the bank? Well, I've got the solution for you. Roll your own fucking VPN. First, you'll need to buy a cheap VPS. Don't worry, it's like renting a tiny apartment for your VPN server. Then install WireGuard. It's like setting up a super secure, high-tech tunnel for your internet traffic. But wait, there's more. With WireGuard, you get blazing fast speeds and top-notch security. It's like having your own personal internet ninja guarding your data. Just generate some keys, configure your server and clients, and you're good to go. It's easier than making a decent cup of coffee. So why settle for slow, overpriced VPNs when you can roll your own? Get a cheap VPS, set up WireGuard, and join the ranks of the VPN elite. Trust me, it's worth the effort. Roll your own fucking VPN. It's like DIY for your digital security. Roll your own fucking VPN. Secure, fast, yours.
This is actually, so I haven't seen that.
I know, I can tell by the look on your face.
Fantastic idea. Damn.
Best sponsorship
I hadn't thought about
that.
that.
We don't make a dime for it. But anyone in the comments have any OPSEC fails, also known as OOPSEC, that you would like to talk about, please comment, post, send it on up. Yep, OOPSEC. Remember, it's ops,
right.
not oops.
Who's the Fed now? You're trying to get people to out themselves?
Oh, absolutely. But mainly my own feds. I know you're watching. Anyways, sorry, Futaba. We just kind of run with it sometimes.
Oh, no, I was aware. He told me beforehand. It's actually what makes it kind of interesting.
Okay, cool. And Simon just posted, "OOPSEC, chatting drunk with your real name." We've all done it at DEF CON at least once.
4 every time.
Nope.
That's how I got a job, anyways.
Worked out fine that one time, but
I mean, she was a fad, but I still got a job.
it's fine.
I was so drunk I forgot my own name though, so I think that helped. Anyways,
All right. So, Futaba, you were
Futaba.
mentioning some malware analysis and all that. What can you
Oh
speak
yeah,
on about that? How deep are you getting?
I think in terms of what I want to talk about when it comes to malware, let me just roll that little brain, that part of my brain right now. So I think I wanted to talk about how to get into malware and then talk about how to analyze it. I think one of the things I've been noticing a lot when it comes to my follower base, um, a lot of people want to get into malware, but obviously you have this classic thing of people not wanting to learn anything about coding and they just want to be able to do the thing. I think I wanted to get some insights on like where to start. So I think one place to start when it comes to learning how to write malware, and I think you know where I'm going with this because I was talking shit about it in the Discord server. Um, One place I would start would be with the Windows 32 API. I honestly think it's a really good place to start when you're trying to learn malware. There was actually a YouTuber, and I'm really angry that he deleted his channel because it was one of the best places to learn. His channel name was called Zero Memory,
Yep.
but he would show you he would show you all sorts of cool stuff like DL injection, hooking, code caving, all that, and he would show you the prime core fundamentals on how to write malware. Uh, Simply by using Windows 32 API. I literally make fun of the API. I'm like, this is like the best penetration testing framework to just do cool shit. But yeah, it's honestly, I think the API of any operating system, should you have access to it, it's a great way to learn how to just tamper, manipulate, and mess with the system and learn how to write malicious programs. It teaches you the fundamental mindset, right, of learning how to become malicious with a program, learning how to take any functions, modules, and say, hey, can I actually take this thing and do something malicious with it, right? A classic example I like to use for beginners is the classic botnet backdoor program that's taught to almost every beginner hacker when they're learning Python, for example, right? You have the TCP protocol. One's a client, one's a server, right? They're just being used to chat to each other. Someone was like, oh, hey, how can I use this maliciously, right? So someone said, oh, how about I just put a backdoor, have a client connect to it, and I just have commands run on it, right? And it runs any command. You can send whatever you want, and then you can have that program do whatever you tell it to do based on what's being sent to it, right? And it's that level of it's basically teaching you how to think outside the box and get creative with how to write malware. Um, an API really at its fundamental, like I don't think it matters what type of API. It can be like a web-based API, a REST API. It can be a Windows 32 API. I like it. I like that it has the core biological functions of that program, and so you're just acting like it's biology, like it's a real, like you're trying to make a real virus and fuck shit up. You're trying to like, let's say you have this function that random example. Let's say it's just a random function that can decrypt any type of encryption, right? So you can just like make a program that tampers with traffic or stuff like, I think what is an example? The Windows 32 API, the ability to read and write to memory pages. You can read and write and overwrite them, and inject code into it. You can take a DLL object, for example, and you can take the address and have it load alongside an actual program. You know, DLL injection, tricking the program into thinking that, hey, I'm starting at a safe address, and you can just trick the system and all this types of cool stuff. It's you getting really creative and really thinking outside the box. And it's
Pardon
that
me
type
if
of.
I'm wrong, but wasn't it the Spectre Op guys? Because like when you look at the Windows API, there's a book that's like thicker than phone books and dictionaries. Like it's insane. And those guys came up with some really cool tools around it.
Yeah, it's really. I haven't heard of them, but I'd actually like to check it out. You can forward me the link sometime when you have in the Discord server. I'm always looking to collect some type of research like that.
It's like the guys that wrote Mimikatz and Bloodhound, all that other crazy stuff that you could do in Windows. I think that's Spectre Ops. I could be wrong.
Actually, I'm gonna look it up right now while we're on the call. Yes, people, you Google no matter what, anywhere, anytime.
But yeah, there's some crazy shit you can do with that those APIs once you like fully understand it and really digest it.
I think when it comes to like just hacking in general or anything when it comes to like 'cause, hacking is a science, I think it really I think the thing people need to work on is like the mindset because you can show anyone how to write malware, but it doesn't mean you're gonna be good at it. It doesn't mean you're gonna be proficient. Like it's really like the mindset, and I think the thing people need to realize is that they need to stop thinking in a bit more restrictive manner. And this is kind of hard because we're taught to to think like everyone else to think very restrictive. And that's kind of what makes it really hard for people to really think outside the box. And when you're a hacker, when you're designing malware, or even if you're like analyzing malware, right? If you're analyzing malware, you're trying to figure out what caused the security incident, right? You need to think outside the box and say, hey, why was this line of code here? Why was this function being used, right? You need to start being curious and really like being as creative because threat actors are very, very creative. They're always thinking outside the box. They'll have
Cat
something
and
that
mouse.
like that dupes you up in different ways, right? I think one time when I was in like my boy Attack 404 server, right? I was showing I was breaking down. Someone said, I think someone was trying to test if my code analysis abilities. I was like, oh, okay, pass me some code. I'll check if there's any vulnerabilities in it, right? And I walked them through every single line with proper competent documentation on it. And I said, hey, these are all the weaknesses in it. This is how it's causing DDoS to the server. There was basically like it wasn't easy for the average person to tell. Someone was basically exploiting one of the flawed concepts of like a for loop, right? That it consistently is going to like if you have a loop at its highest counter and it's just going to keep using more and more memory and it's going to store that memory, it's going to stay there and it's not going to free up, right? If you don't deallocate it properly with clean memory
There's a meme.
deallocation techniques. Yeah.
There's a meme for that.
And then imagine if you stack recursion with that, right? Imagine if you stack recursion with that and you have this for loop going to its infinite and then it breaks and then it goes back into again, right? It's another way to like cause a DDoS without really making it obvious to like detection signature systems, like even anomaly based ones, right? That it's obvious you're trying to do this. It's another way to be clever. And in order for you to do that, you have to sit there, right? When I was analyzing the code and analyzing all the lines, I was like, okay, why do they have this for loop here, right? Like I'm very like I'm basically like I'm basically like the FBI, right? I'm gonna obsessively investigate every single line and try to understand the puzzle, every piece of the puzzle, right? Because even it was something that simple that anyone would overlook, even if it's a beginner of someone's experience, right? And I was able to explain
I'd
it
be
to
that
people that
guy
knew nothing
being
about
like,
code.
why the hell didn't you fucking comment your code right here or something like that?
Don't comment your malware.
Yeah, you don't come. The only time you want to do poor documentation is when you're writing malware. That's the only time you don't want people to know what you're doing. That's when it's like, fuck, I'll put the fucking, and I'll just encrypt the fucking comment section just to troll people.
Oh, you know what I would do? I would just like base 64, like some crap in there, like Rickroll or something in my comments.
Use PGP and say you have to send $5 to this Bitcoin address to get the key.
We'll give you a hint. We will give you a hint to how to undo this malware in your environment if you send $50 to my OnlyPones. Hey Ben, you're muted.
Oh, 1 second while I'm going to continue on the subject while we're in the momentum. I think I was talking to Sledge during a vetting calls one day, right? And I was explaining to him how you know Justin Cease, the guy that made the Black Hat and Python book and the Gray Hat Python book.
Yep.
So I was explaining to Sledge the other day that both these books, one of these books, the Black Hat Python book, it teaches you how to write ransomware, crypto malware. But the thing is that the book doesn't directly tell you, right? So there's a section in the book where he's teaching you how to make a web crawler and how to enumerate file systems and use like the threat stat function to store various pieces of information. You can just use it to make HTTP requests and whatever you want, right? And then he shows you how to write. He shows you how to write an algorithm that can just encrypt the file and decrypt the file, right? And if you just really thought outside the box and you really understood the concept and science behind what crypto malware actually is, right? He shows you how to enumerate actual file system no matter where you're trying to go, web, internal system, and then you combine that with the encryption thing he shows you, right? You basically have ransomware right there, right? It's these like creative ways to think of how to apply these are programs. These programs are harmless, right? It's just enumerating a system, looking at files. You got one that's just encrypting a file, right? That's harmless on the surface. As a threat actor, if you're trying to really write malware, you want to, okay, what can I do to really fuck shit up with this, right? What can I do to get malicious, right? When you're trying to write malware, you want to remove any form of limiters in your brain, and that's it. You're like, I'm gonna fuck shit up. You want to pretend that you're in a real situation. The funny thing is that I write all my malware and all my tools is if I'm doing some like real fucking damage. Like I don't really design my exploits. That's like why I have the whole picture, right? My exploits are designed to be put in real situations, not for just like simulated situations like Hyperbox, right? When I design an exploit, no, it's meant to execute. Like when I designed
Like it's not just changing the picture on a desktop background; it's actually doing something.
yeah, like when I was doing my Wild West hacking presentation, like I showed how to do an evil twin attack from the ground up, even making like a custom, turning like your NIC
Oh
card into a
shit!
spoof access
You
point, right?
talked at Wild West?
It was the virtual presentation, but I showed the core science. I'll actually post a link to it. It's on my YouTube channel, but I basically showed the core science behind from the ground up how the breach and access point, how wireless access points work, how basically I created an entire evil twin exploit without a Wi-Fi pineapple from the ground up. The cloning the access point, the creating the DNS poisoning, the art poisoning, right? Even I even created a I even used tools like what I think HTTP to clone like a library gateway, the default gateway portal, modify the code to redirect it to an HTTP server that I wrote that that post request everything there. I even have a version of my man in the browser exploit that can keep track of every specific sites you're using, right? You can combine it with that. It keeps track of everything you're using via exception handles to make sure it's like tracking the exact sites you're on. Even when you leave that specific page, it'll just keep monitoring tracking, and they can post it right to the HTTP server. So I get all the credentials, and that gets around so much shit. I've designed all these exploits to focus in real situations where your tools might not work, where it's easily going to be detected, or where, like for example, you don't have a Wi-Fi pineapple. No worries, you don't need it. I walk you through how to do all of that.
I've actually never seen a pineapple work for an evil twin.
Really?
I've always used Aircrack, that suite with 3 Panda wireless cards.
You can also use Airbase in order to create it from the ground up. I
Yeah.
did a lot of custom configurations. Like from this is like I really went like analog. I had this habit of like really trying to go analog with certain exploits. I also also incorporate tools as well. But the reason why I go analog with certain stuff is because it really teaches you how this is working, right? When you build your own malware, when you build your own tools, right? Like I even built my own like I told you, I built my own HTTP server. Like I really started to understand how to build it from the ground up, how to use it maliciously, even how to defend against it. Like it's not until you build a tool that you really start to like understand how it works. Because a lot of people are like, well, why do I need to learn how to code? I'm like, this conversation we're having now, they would like it would go in one ear and out the other. But there's a reason.
This is a conversation that we have quite often, which is there's 2 ways to think about this. One, be a good pen tester that knows how to use all the tools in your toolbox, but not necessarily knowing how they're made. Or B, be the guy that's making the tools and knows nitty gritty. And finding the unicorn that can do both is challenging these days because who has enough time to do that?
I prefer to be the unicorn that can do both. I don't like being underprepared. Like I make it like very clear on my brand what I do. Like people are like, oh, you do this, you do that. No, I'm a very gray hat person. Like I like to have a mixture of everything. Because again, I obviously use it for like malicious reasons, but the main reason is like, oh, I can do this, I can mix it up, take this away from me, I can do that. I can do this, I can do that. I like to be like, I basically like to be a tool for various different situations to be able to mix it up. Even picking up stuff on the fly. This is gonna dive into
allegedly, anyways. Just kidding. Continue.
But yeah, this is like that's basically the stuff I had to talk about when it comes to malware. I think another topic I'm getting like really excited. Another topic I think I wanted to talk about, and this is something that a lot of people really struggle with. That's also hard to explain for people that are good at it. Is the art of reverse engineering. I've said this to people before, but reverse engineering and social engineering are 2 of the most powerful skill sets as a hacker, right? If you are able to reverse engineer anything, you're like this crazy madman scientist that can just take something and pull it apart and figure out how it works and how to manipulate it, right? Because that's basically what hackers are like. We're computer scientists, right? That's what we do. You leave this piece of software or disk here. We're gonna figure out what
You
makes it
connect
tick.
6 wires, and hey, there's a password sitting in that RAM.
Exactly. We're like these crazy scientists, right? But the whole point of being like a good reverse engineer, right, is that you need to remember how I was walking you through how I broke down every line of code. You basically have to have that mindset. Like a reverse engineer, a good one, is always going to try and break down something complex to its simplest form, and then restructure it, make probably like a tree or diagram, and say, oh, what can I do with like each of these individual components, right? You're really spending hours just like dissecting and pulling something apart, and not everyone's good at reverse engineering because one, a lot of people don't know how to think outside the box, and they're not very creative when they're trying to understand how something works. Like for me, I've made it like at any past roles where people just like left something in front of me. I think when I was working in IT help desk role, right, and I was it was IT, but I was also doing like vulnerability assessment for them, you know, because I could. They also gave me the option to do that if I wanted to get some more hands-on experience.
Mhm.
They left me with a I think a black box AV system. Knew nothing about the system. Um, we just only had like what a couple of days to like get them set up for a town meeting. I basically reverse engineered, figured out how the whole system works, recalibrated everything, fixed everything, right? I pulled from my past experiences to really understand how this works. And I think that's about it. It's like it's really weird. You're just pulling shit apart and then you're just analyzing everything you're pulling apart and you're just like you just
I have to ask, what is your tool of choice? Ghidra, Radare, Ida,
for
reverse engineering.
I haven't used either yet.
Okay.
I tend to be like again very analog sometimes. Um how to explain that?
So you're getting like the base source code, not trying to decompile or anything like that. Is what it sounds
It
like.
depends. It depends if I'm doing something like for a demonstration that I did with binary injection. I forgot the name of the tool, but I forgot. If I'm doing binary analysis, then of course I'm gonna have to do that.
Fair
But
enough.
I think that the yeah. Oh, see, even I'm struggling to explain it. See, it's my own topic. Even I'm struggling to explain it.
Hey, that's why we're here. We can help. So if you ever want to like practice a talk that you're going to give, come on and we'll help. But that's crazy that you gave a talk at Wild West Hackin' Fest. You probably ran into Frank because he was giving a talk there too.
No, I doubt it. I wasn't in person. It was like the virtual one. So it was like the. I
Oh,
wish
damn it.
I wish
Okay.
I wish I could have gone in person. It was just way too expensive. There was no way I
Yeah.
could afford to like fly out there and then book the hotel. It would have been an opportunity to meet a lot of cool people.
Yep.
I guess when I'm doing reverse engineering, right? I guess I think I just figured it out in my head. So for me personally, let's say if I were running, I think a good example to explain how I do reverse engineering is imagine you know how people have CTF server challenges, right?
Mhm.
So I remember there's a challenge in my CTF server called the Find Me challenge, right? So the first part of it involves you with the zip folder, right? It's in a secure format. They don't tell you how it's encrypted. They don't tell you how it's how it's secure, right? You just have to figure it out. So I basically do a bunch of researching, and into what type of file it is. Then I find the type of files that are meant to handle and decompress it. And then you start backtracking and doing more. Essentially, it's a lot of researching. If I find a specific tool that's good for the situation, then I use it. Because I don't really stick to having like a specific tool because it's always going to vary on the situation that you're in, right?
Correct.
When you're reverse engineering something, you're going to need to find out which tool you need and if it's for the specific situation. I guess that's the best way to explain it, if that makes sense.
It's just funny when you were explaining that challenge. I think I've done the same one. It sounds really familiar. But that's beside the point.
Yeah. And then I think the last part of it was like it has like a Python challenge. The last part of it has like a Python challenge where it's like you have to figure out how to decrypt the program that has like the actual text that has the password, but then they have like a clever thing where they're using lists with index numbers that specifically pull key characters from like basically fake. Imagine having like a stream of ciphertext, but the ciphertext they're taking sections of it and they're having like an array. They pull like using the index numbers to pull like the letters in a specific format, and you have to really like figure out what they're doing with that. But yeah, when it comes to like reverse engineering, I tend to be like an analog person. I go with the flow, just like how your podcast is doing. I find a specific tool that's needed to get the job done. I keep track of it in something I have called like a master manual. It basically is like this long 75-page documentation of every tool and technique I've ever used for various situations in case I ever need it.
Were you one of the first guys to adopt Ghidra after the whole government thing around that?
No, I didn't really start getting into. I didn't really start getting into hacking until I was like, what, I think probably 5 years ago. Because we got to remember back then, like you guys are way ahead of my time, but like now the resources are available. It's possible to learn it. Back then, when I really wanted to learn it, I was like shit out of luck. I was like, well, I'm not gonna be able to do it because I don't know where the hell I'm supposed to go. I don't know what I'm supposed to be learning or doing. Now it's available. You can just pick it up and learn it.
Ghidra dropped based on its GitHub repository. The license looks like 6 years ago.
Yeah, everybody was worried it was backdoored because that was supposedly from the NSA, right?
Well, as of right now, there's a nice little security warning that says there are known security vulnerabilities within certain versions of Ghidra. Before proceeding, please read through the security advisories for a better understanding of how you might be impacted. So there might actually be backdoors in Ghidra. I haven't actually looked at this GitHub page in a while. That's pretty funny.
Back in the eternal blue days when things were simple.
Yep.
All right, Futaba, write us a new Eternal Blue, a point-and-click exploit.
Please don't. I've already had some issues recently with some 0 days that kind of trash some stuff. So please don't do that where other people can see it.
Sounds like there's a party going on at that McDonald's.
Mm-hmm. It does.
I mean, if that kind of noise, the feds won't hear you talking to us. So,
yeah, I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here listening to him talk, and I'm like, he's sitting in a McDonald's. Somebody's gonna freak out.
And I'm like,
dude, have you ever seen a McDonald's in certain areas? You could carry a dead body in there, and people would just think that's the Big Macs for tomorrow. It's fine.
That's fair.
Oh, that's a Waffle House anyway.
Exactly.
I mean, the homeless people sleep in here, and it's fine. It's like, y'all.
Yeah, the homeless ones are asleep. The Karens probably ain't at that one because they're afraid of getting mugged because they have to, wear like billions of dollars of jewelry. So, it's probably good as long as you're at more of a ghetto McDonald's than say like an inner city McDonald's.
I mean, it sounds like somebody's recording a World Star video in the background.
Yes, actually.
Best OPSEC ever.
That's a really good.
Oh my God, they actually are. Oh, we got the music, we got the baby crying, we got the tunes in the background. Did y'all go to KSU? Like, are you at the McDonald's back by the college? Because I think I recognize that baby.
Once the baby started crying, I'm like, okay, I gotta go. I'm like, once the baby.
Oh man,
baby's crying. Threat to national security, mommy. Threat to national security.
Have the baby on.
Have the baby on. All the employers want 30 years of experience by your age of 20. So let's get the baby on and build a young career.
the baby's actually the one that wrote Ghidra for the NSA.
Oh my god!
And put the Rickroll in there.
Bed sleepers, man.
You know the funny
Bed
thing is that
sleepers,
babies would make the perfect hackers to deliver an exploit.
That they
That's
really
right.
would. And they'd be able to pass a drug test, which is currently a problem with the government right now.
Oh no!
I think the exploit will be called Google Gaga.
Google Gaga. Oh my god.
Well done. That's good.
I'm normally the pun person, but I will give you that one for Tama. That was 10 out of 10. Google Gaga. That's what happens when a script kiddie gets caught because they had to Google the shit during the rock.
So hold on. Is that domain available?
Oh my god. I forgot to mention. So everyone, we are totally not sponsored, just so y'all know, but we might as fucking well be. Because Namecheap is currently having a sale right now. It's like, come on, Namecheap. We buy a domain literally every single podcast. Can you just, I don't know, send us some free domains or something? Some Namecheap merch. Like, at this point, we already sponsor you. Just
somebody owns
sponsor us. Is there like a .ga for like, you know, this state, like the nation of Georgia, and not the state of Georgia?
No, we could do .gaga. That would track. Hold on.
Now remember, if you use your exclusive code, which they all email to all of us because we all have fucking domains with them, it's 75% off right now.
This domain is not registered. I could do ga.ga.
All right, pointed at my OnlyPones.
Yes. Guess I'm buying another domain.
Buying another domain because this fucking podcast.
Oh my god.
Quick question: have you guys had a topic about designing exploits?
No, we haven't. We
have vaguely,
had
kind of, sort of,
bad.
but not really.
Now we've had a topic making fun of people who can't, but we haven't had one on actually how to do it.
So one of the homeboys that I plan on doing like a contract with, right? So he was basically like, he wants to put me on his team for like designing actual exploits because you're like really good at it. You just know how to create exploits. I'm like, well, the reason why I know how to create an exploit is because I'm paranoid as shit. I understand social engineering. So when I'm designing an exploit, right, I'm thinking like, I've said this before to people, that hacking is like real fucking hacking is like a fucking game of chess. So when you're designing
Woo, you cut out. I think McDonald's is caught on and the Fed is now, you know, fucking for your connection. Sorry, dude.
Rip.
Awesome.
Their Wi-Fi just got the Big Mac. Hee.
Aww.
That like exploit design is heavy research based. Like I think almost every topic I've talked about so far, if you want to learn how to malware or reverse engineer malware or even write exploits, like a lot of researching really is like researching is really one of the biggest parts when it comes to hacking. It's like one of the most important things when it comes to like even any form of penetration test, depending on the level of access you have.
Right.
It got fucking windy up in there. You okay?
I could hear him.
Yeah.
Okay, I could not. But there are two comments from the viewers. One, Simon. Here in Denmark, I get a list of recently deleted domains by a vendor every day, and it's the best thing to see through them and imagine their mindset. Yep, pretty sure that's free comedy. And Bill, exploit design is cool, but a lot of work and a pain in the ass. So I guess he'd like to see us do more on exploit design. Thank you for talking.
I have articles that actually can help people with that. Like I actually have a lot of articles that walk people through step by step.
Send them over so we can link them to, say, Bill and other viewers who may be interested in that topic.
I have a thing to say about Bill Gardner's comment there.
Uh-oh.
But that would cause a big heated argument. It always does.
Okay, so let's do the spicy take. All right. Sorry,
all right,
Bill.
My spicy take is the OSCP teaches you how to CTF, not how to pen test.
Yo, Sledge, are you able to go on YouTube right now?
Yes, he should be. No. Don't worry, Bill. It's nothing personal.
I think pop open like if you go to my YouTube channel, you can like copy and paste the link and to the chat. My Wallet's Hacking Fest demonstration actually can like show you how to design the exploit from scratch. I actually talk about how to make it from scratch, the specific tools you need. That's like a good example to give people like a 14, I think it's a 14-minute video, a little demonstration and talk through on how to design like a custom exploit.
Hey,
Can
Sledge,
you
could
post a
also,
link
like,
in the chat?
1 second.
Could you also pop that up on the screen for the viewers so that they can
Yeah,
go
I'm trying to.
Futaba-Webs
I'm just
YouTube and do the thing?
I'm going through his link tree now. I was
Perfect.
hoping he could save me some time. Which video is he talking about?
Check the chat, Alt.
Uh-oh. 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 I am looking at the chat, though. Oh!
I could do that if you wanted it.
I mean, I don't know what we'd use it for. We have so many
That's
just
the struggle,
joke
right?
domains right now. And we only have so many phishing engagements, my dude.
Yep.
Although I kind of want that just to send spam emails to Google, but
Okay, I posted it.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of these now.
Could you
When the
pass
hell
me
did
the
I buy-
funniest one? Because I actually do need one to make a portfolio with.
When the hell did I buy fakecollerid.org?
Oh, no. I think that was Sledge.
No, this is under my account. I
Oh,
definitely
shit.
bought this. I
Wait.
definitely bought this.
Fake caller ID. Oh, okay. That's for off of the cast, though.
Yeah. Okay. I forgot that I bought this, though. Neat. This is what happens. You guys just have me buy things. This is why you should buy, when they come out, the Counterville dice sets, because we gotta fund our nonsense buying domains somehow.
Yeah, and we also remember we do not make any money from this podcast, and ads run away from us screaming.
All right,
so,
all right. Hang on, guys. We have a mission to accomplish here.
Uh-oh.
And
did we
I
find
think I
Frank?
was just I think I was just sent the wrong link.
Aw. Did we find Frank?
Goddess Space.
Carmen San Diego.
Where in the world is Frank Havoc?
Wait, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, that was my bad. Wrong notification.
While he's doing that, have I told you that I'm trying to...
That link. There we go. That's the link. Now we got it.
Proper polyhedral dice.
Thick.
Just to see what we can come up with.
Also, I'm sure there's a video somewhere that we could use to fill this airtime about Frank going missing or something.
Hold on. Do we want to watch this video or talk about it?
Well, what video?
The one you sent me?
Oh, that thing is 14 minutes long.
I mean, we got time to kill.
I mean, if you want to play, you can play it.
That's the beautiful thing about the nonsense. It doesn't really have a form all the time.
Share screen. Share. Evil twin attack. This one. Share. Yep.
And jamming attacks.
World Star.
I'll cover a bit about what those are later on throughout the presentation. This exploit is also what is known as a rogue access point. I'm also going to talk about why it's so strong and what it's capable of bypassing, as well as overall web application security. Typically, this is done using something that is known as a Wi-Fi pineapple from Hack5. But we're much better than that. You shouldn't have to rely on someone else's tool to get the job done and should be able to perform the exploit without the tool. Being able to do so demonstrates you truly understand how the technique works. I'm going to show you how to perform the exploit without one and the raw natural science behind it. What is a Wi-Fi pineapple? The Wi-Fi pineapple is designed to masquerade as a legitimate network access point that tricks end users into connecting to it, posing
I've got every version of that, but I've never used it in the field.
Site, whether it be locally on the network or externally via a hosted domain by the threat actor. It utilizes DNS pointing to pull this off. It can also tether to a legitimate network to avoid detection while stripping all credentials and routing them to the legitimate one after the stripping occurs. What you'll need for the exploit. This little toy here, the SanDisk wireless flash drive, is one of the best unintended hacking tools that you could possibly own. Why?
Well, it's a wireless access point you can connect to and share files over to save stuff too.
That's
You can
kind of
also
neat.
practice network penetration testing on the go with this and do whatever you want. The
Does that
default
support
gateway
injection?
also has all HTTP methods allowed so you can practice hacking on them. That and it also allows you to daisy chain to a main access point just like the Wi-Fi pineapple. It's also great to practice Wi-Fi hacking on seamlessly since it doesn't randomize the frequency channels for it. We'll be using this as the victim network to create a twin of. It has a lower PWR, which we'll need for the exploit. You'll also need the Alpha AC1200 NIC card that is listed here as well if you want to kick them off the network via the authentication packets. You can
Panda
also try your
Wi-Fi
main
all
system,
day.
which I'll be doing since most standard NIC cards and all systems today tend to be capable of sniffing wireless data packets based on IEEE standards. The main issue with this is if you haven't upgraded to the latest version of Kali Linux in terms of the 2024 edition, you'll notice there's a bug in the Aircracker G Suite where it won't allow you to do so with the base NIC of your system, even if it's capable of sniffing data packets.
Yeah, this does happen a lot.
Older versions of Kali, like the 2019 version, for example, do not have this problem.
Yeah, Kali does break that
What
like
is an evil twin attack?
twice a year.
Using this
Especially
diagram,
lately,
I'll walk you
man.
through on how the exploit works step by step. It shows
Like,
the
remember
overall
when
scheme and flow
Backtrack
of the
4
exploit.
finally got the
The top right
Aircrack and
part
G
is the
Suite to
victim,
work with
followed by
alpha
the legitimate
cards?
access
That
point
was like a
between
dream
green,
come
yellow,
true.
and yellow.
And it worked for like
The
20
top left part is
seconds.
the attacker,
Yeah.
followed by a rogue access point below them in red that they have set up to intercept and trick the victim into connecting to it. It shares the exact BSSS ID as the original one and typically jams the original so that only its name comes up. This can also be useful if the end user auto connects to networks, which bounces them to theirs. Next, the victim will try to connect to the real access point, but instead will connect to the rogue one, bringing them to the spoof gateway portal to authenticate to the network to access the internet. Since these typically use HTTP and not HTTPS, it makes it harder to tell the difference between the real one and the fake one. Now that the victim is connected to the rogue network, as they browse the internet, the traffic they send will be stripped by the threat actor, forwarding them copies of any and all central credentials they sent over. The entire process will act as if it were a real access point, where the end user won't be aware of what is happening the entire time. What is DNS poisoning? DNS poisoning is similar to a technique known as ARP poisoning, where you poison the ARP cache of a network or switch gateway device in order to receive copies of what other systems on the network are sending to and from the network. You'll need both of these techniques in order to perform the exploit. We are spoofing and manipulating the DNS routing that is set in place in order to redirect the end user to malicious sites of our choosing. DNS occurs on port 53 and is what the default gateway uses in order to handle and route network traffic on your behalf while browsing the internet. What we are going to do in this case, for demonstration purposes, is set up a rogue access point that will have a system on the network acting like the default gateway, where it will poison both the victim and the AP itself, routing them through two fake sites to phish sensitive credentials from them. This is a visual representation of what DNS poisoning also looks like. The end user will enter in the URL address into the search bar, such as google.com, for example. This will be forwarded and handled by the default gateway, the router, which will query and forward the URL destination on their behalf. The attacker, who's poisoned the DNS cache, will sit on the affected network and then proceed to redirect the end user to a malicious site that spoofs the original, stealing any credentials in the process. Once the end user is directed to the spoof site, typically it will redirect the end user back to the original as if nothing ever happened. What is ARP poisoning? Essentially, you are masquerading your IP and MAC address on the internal network as another system in order to receive copies of any network traffic data intended for it. When you communicate on the network, whether it be internally, the local network, or externally, a web server, the default gateway, your router, handles the communication for you and routes it on your behalf. When you receive a response, it also handles and forwards that information to you as well. If you masquerade as another system on the network, the default gateway is essentially going to send you a copy of the return information for the victim as if you were them, exposing any sensitive credentials in the process. This methodology is what is also known as a form of man-in-the-middle attack. A man-in-the-middle attack is when you intercept the communication for one or more parties involved and either steal or forward that data, manipulating it as if you were the original sender, unsuspected to said parties involved. It's also possible to intercept stuff like HTTPS using SSL strip. Let's go over how ARP poisoning works via the diagram shown to the right. You have two end users, Bob and Mary, whom are communicating with each other over the network via the default gateway/router located in the center. Each time they send a message to each other, it's routed through the default gateway and sent to its respective destination. The attacker sits on the network as well and poisons their IP and MAC address so that when the router responds, with the reply to set destination. The attacker will also receive a copy in the process. It's possible to spoof more than one IP/MAC address at a time using tools like ARP spoofs, for example. What are jamming attacks? Jamming attacks jam the signal of the original access point so that victims on the network can only connect to yours when they attempt to re-authenticate back to the main access point. It causes a form of radio frequency interference that prevents the main access point from allowing end users to connect back to it. This technique exploits PWR transmission frequency output levels, which control the strength of the overall connection for the access point, as well as range output. By having a rogue access point that is stronger than the target one, we can jam it and then force end users onto ours. This is a common technique that is used to breach access points, more so ones that have stuff like channel frequency randomization set in place, which prevent threat actors from honing in on the access point BSS ID channel. This diagram will demonstrate how jamming attacks work so you have a clear visual understanding of what is going on during one. The threat actor within the vicinity of the target access point will set up a rogue access point with the same name as the target network. Next, the threat actor, us in this case, will send the authentication packets that will bounce end users off the network. Because we have a higher PWR, the end users will auto-connect back to our network. When the end user tries to reconnect, they will be redirected and auto-connected to the rogue access point. Since the rogue AP is passwordless, it will simulate as if they are just reconnecting back to the original network. The exploit. For this part, sit back and relax. I'll be showing you how to pull off the exploit live. This is a demo of the full 43-minute live that I have up on my Patreon. Now, let's begin the demonstration. We're going to pop into our top shell and run irodump tech-ng so that we can scan for our target access point, Futaba-Webs. This will allow us to secure the BSS ID of the system, the frequency channel, as well as the MAC address of the network. Next, we're going to pop into a side-by-side view of the victim, my mobile device on the left, followed by the attacking system on the right. So you can see us kicking the system off the network using AirPlay tech-ng to send the authentication packets. As you can see, we begin sending a total of 100 deauthentication packets to force our mobile device onto our rogue network, which is taking in as effect as you can see it trying to reconnect back to the main network over and over again. The rogue one is the secure one with a lock on it, followed by the target one being the insecure one. This is so we can easily tell the difference. Give this a bit and we'll see the results. Now the victim is connected to the rogue network, we're going to check the IP for it, which we'll need in order to poison it. I'm using the Termux emulator for this process. Next, I'm going to configure the host configuration file of my attacking system so the victim gets routed to the spoof gateway portal when they try to authenticate. Everything is looking good. I'm checking the source code I've modified here so that when the end user authenticates, they will be routed to our custom HTTP server to capture all credentials from the spoof login page. And let's just close out these windows. Next, I'm going to begin poisoning both the mobile device as well as the default gateway using ARP spoof, followed by enabling DNS spoof on my mobile device and run the browser to query for yahoo.com. If you're wondering why the screen is black, it's due to screen recording security that is set in place to prevent sensitive data from being captured. And then I'm going to enter yahoo.com, then I'm going to switch to my keyboard for my mobile device and I'm going to enter the actual credentials and post them. And as you can see here, the exploit is successful. The credentials have been captured. You can see the credentials right here in HTTP logs. How to protect yourself. Check if the connection is secure. One of the biggest dead giveaways to knowing that you're on a rogue access point is the classic lack of HTTPS for sites that typically have them. Be mindful, just because a site has HTTPS doesn't mean it's secure. Check for more than one of a kind. If you happen to notice multiple access points that are of the same name, then that's a dead giveaway that you might be in range of a rogue one. Simply refuse to connect to either and you'll be safe. The GUI of your IoT device will show you this. If this happens to be your home network, simply connect physically to your access point and change the frequency channel and name of the BSS ID. If you have the option to enable randomization of the frequency channel, then do so, as it prevents threat actors from honing in on your AP.
That's right, Bill. I got a story after this.
Turning off auto-connect prevents you from auto-connecting to a rogue access point, more so if it's a home personal network which you trust. This also factors in what I've talked about in regards to more than one of a kind. Let's say, for example, that you have a secure access point and a threat actor is trying to bounce you to theirs, which is passwordless. If you simply turn off auto-connect, Not only will you be able to spot duplicate access points, but you can tell the difference between the two. The difference being that yours requires a password while theirs does not. You can then apply the quick remedy I mentioned to resolve conflicting BSSEs and frequency channel randomization to neutralize this. Fun fact, hackers could get around this by simply hiding their AP BSSID from being scoped out. What isn't useful for security does in fact aid hackers. So give it some thought. This is a game of chess after all. Creating a rogue access point. Although this isn't part of the main exploit, here's a step-by-step little video on how to create your very own rogue access point. This is a bonus gem that I felt I should show since most people don't teach this. In Linux, it's possible to turn one of your NIC interface cards into a working access point. Essentially, you're making your own homemade little router, and all with a simple configuration file that you can set right here. You'll be able to find a full video up on my YouTube channel, which you can further watch after this presentation. But since we are good on time, I'm going to show you the video anyway. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create your very own rogue access point using the NIC card interface on your system. First, we're going to pop open the current file and use Nano to copy the configuration files that are needed for it. If you don't know what Nano is, it's basically a terminal-based text editor. Next, we're going to add the following line of text to the file, bridge equals 0, which is going to turn an NIC card on our system into a bridge, which is another term for a gateway device. Next, we're going to rinse and repeat and do the same for the DNS mask configurations so that when we enable DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, it's going to allow our access point to assign IP addresses to devices when they connect to the network. And we're going to check if everything's there, and it's good. Next, we're going to run the following command, which is going to allow us to assign the default gateway IP to the access point itself. This is so that devices on the network know where the exit node is, which handles traffic on the network itself. We are also going to assign a subnet to it. Next, we're going to configure the IP tables for the access point via the command iptables. Last, we're going to run the two commands in order, DNS mask and host APD, which will configure the DNS mask for us for the DNS server, followed by the host APD, which will initiate the access point for us. It is very important that you do this in order. Full access point is set up and we're good to go. Thanks for watching.
Woo!
Huzzah! That was cool, actually.
That was cool.
We are very not on the screen here.
Yeah.
Working on it. Hold on.
Let's bring us in.
Hold on.
There we go.
Where's the button?
That's
one of
you
these.
had it, and now, yeah, there you go.
Yep, there we go.
That's not the one I'm looking for. It changed on us. Remove this.
Damn it, Sledge.
Blame it on the platform, dude.
Yeah, like
There we
we're
go.
not using OBS like, normal hackers.
But no, I was going to tell a story. The last time I actually used the Evil Twin attack was on site. And one comment I wanted to make is I had to Google the acronym PWR because that, to me, has always been referred to as TX for transmitting power. I've never heard it called just straight power before. But when we did it, we used wireless or Panda wireless cards, just walking around the office, doing everything he was saying. But we were cloning the O365 page that employees are used to logging into, and we had about 90+% of the employees' login credentials, and that's just because a couple people were out of work that day. That attack worked spectacularly.
Good day to call out.
Yeah.
One of the things I think I was talking about before in a LinkedIn post with someone, I was talking about network security. Network security is probably one of the most important ones that gets neglected. Like people don't really think about stuff like segmentation, setting up. I think segmentation is one of those techniques. Shit, is it a lot of background noise? Yeah.
There's a little bit. It's not terrible.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
like
we
worried
can
about
hear
the
you.
background noise.
Yeah, we've
We
had
can
worse
hear
on
you.
the past.
But dude, like a flat network, man, Jesus, that's a field day for a pen tester or an attacker. Like, let's go.
Mhm. Like, send me that IP and also don't tell my Fed.
Yeah, I think the things that people forget is that they don't really like. I think the main reason why I made the whole presentation was just like because I run an article section and videos on my Patreon, typically known as the Danger Series, where like I highlight pinpoint security flaws. Typically, I'll take like something that's like if it were to get hacked, this is what could happen, right? And this is like an example of that with the evil twin exploit, because everything you just said you were able to do in terms of credential, this is actually what could happen if you breach a real access point in a real network with actual real sensitive information on it. A lot of the times when people are like, just like how people don't have security in mind when it comes to applications or like or programs they're designing, a lot of the times I'll notice that they don't have security in mind when it comes to basic stuff like networking. That's just something I've noticed a lot of the time, and if you really don't really take that shit seriously, the stuff you were saying where you're able.
Yeah. A lot of times physical security is a big deal because if you're doing attacks similar to this or any, like, if you are, how do I say, inclined to do a malicious activity and you are on site and social engineer your way into it, and you can get away with almost anything. So
There's a simple way
the
to get
security
around that.
measures have to be. Yeah.
There's a simple way to protect that, and it's again people neglecting it. Port security. You basically restrict the taps to specific MAC addresses, and only the
Well, and
specific
also
systems can
locking
access
your
the
server
taps.
room closet.
That too.
And the good
That
old
too.
fashioned of do not write the pin to the server room closet immediately next to the pin pad.
It's under the keyboard.
Let me preface with locking the closet doesn't matter. A determined attacker is going to get past that real quick, and you won't even know.
In this situation, you would want to have various layers of defense, operational training, being one of them. Obviously, the staff and security guards being there. That's a physical form of security. You honestly want to have layers and layers and layers that makes it easy to vet and spot someone that's like obviously a fake trying to breach it physically. But then again, like threat actors tend to find clever ways to get around it.
Yeah.
It works when it works, but when it doesn't, oh man, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm. Ever look at a pin pad and wonder why only the 0 key has any wear or tear to it? Good times.
Talking about though, I'm talking about this the other day. You don't even need to know. You don't have to have a key. You don't need to know the pin. You can just open the damn lock. It doesn't matter. You can get through a door.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was working at Pfizer, they literally had like they had like storage compartments with like a RFID. You just tap like your key card and it opens your locker. They had an open locker that was dedicated to like switch equipment and stuff like that. They just had it out in the open for like days, right? And it was just like they didn't bother. Nobody bothered to close it.
I mean, hell,
and it was
let's
just
say they had. Yeah, and let's just say, for example, they had a good policy for their RFID cards to unlock doors. What's to stop you from walking in, introducing yourself, saying you're new, going for an interview, headed upstairs, whatever, and you've got a weekend, whatever, RFID clone in your laptop bag, and you're just going up and down the elevator for 4 hours cloning people's cards, and wants to stop you from cloning cards and coming back in at 2:30 in the morning and just pop it into the office.
You're right about that. I think the good thing when I think for Pfizer specifically, you know the Spiral building in New York that everyone tends to visit when they come here.
Yeah.
They actually had shit on lockdown. I actually was like, if I could live and bathe in like their server rooms or their security that they have set up there, I would do it. But like they had shit on lockdown. I was actually impressed. They had shit on lockdown. They were checking everyone and everything. They weren't they weren't taking any type of bullshit. They weren't fucking around. It was literally fuck around and find out with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, because typically I'm always expecting people to be slouching, lazy, especially the security. I'm like, no, they're not playing. They're pacing. Every exit is blocked off. They have the cops ready to come if you fuck around and find out. They were not playing. They were not fucking playing. They were just like, oh,
So
you're lucky if you can get past the front. You're not gonna make it past the front desk, but like you're not gonna just sit there and try to excuse. Like, no, they're gonna check and they're gonna find out. You're not gonna go anywhere. They will sit your ass there, and then they'll literally like, yo, order a slice of pizza and chill. We're gonna find out if you're actually that person. And
I
they're
don't
gonna
know, man.
verify who you are. Someone's
good
gonna find a way to get through.
engineering,
So,
some good
someone's gonna
SC
find a
and
way to
good
get through.
pretext.
Yeah.
Yep, some good SC and good pretext. You can go a long ways.
story time, because I cannot reject shitting on one of my last companies I worked for. They had a security guard, and that security guard hated working for them just about as much as everyone else did. And as everyone knows, security's great until you have the end user go, you know what? This job
Fuck
ain't
this
worth
shit.
that much to me. Fuck you. I'm just going to circumvent all your security policies by, I don't know, just exporting the data to ChatGPT on my phone because you locked it on my work computer, but I have my phone right here, or stupid shit like that.
You-
But one of my personal favorites was guy that was literally had a warrant out for his arrest at the time, came into the building and politely asked the security guard where the server room was, and the guard just took him right to it and unlocked.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Nobody expects anything.
could
You
give
can
no
get away
fucks.
with that shit.
They asked the guard, okay, so why did you do it? And the guard's like, I don't know. He knew the server room existed, so I figured if he knew it existed, he probably had clearance. Like, I don't care. Like, he's like, I retire in 2 weeks. Like, why do I care?
But also, speaking of physical pen tests, I always make the joke because every now and then you'll run into cops. And I always tell people, well, when you run into cops, just run and see what happens.
I will confirm that, tasers do burn polyester sometimes. And don't ask me how I know. Anyways, so it's good to hear that there are actually some companies on Earth that actually do take security seriously. However, if I was an attacker out there today, I wouldn't be targeting them. I would be looking for the most disgruntled motherfuckers on LinkedIn, and I would be picking the most disgruntled ass companies, knowing that no one's going to say anything, even if they blatantly know I'm not supposed to be in the building, because it just really ain't worth it to rock the boat. Their work culture's too toxic. They'd be afraid to bring it up. They'd be afraid to say something.
I don't know. That pretext might be too forward, too obvious, but it could work.
It's a little, but I wouldn't use it on its own as a pretext on its own, but paired with something else, it could be something.
I like doing what Jason Street did when he got caught that one time. He did a whole video on it. Just pose as an IT guy, and you're lost, or whatever. You just walk around like, hey, I need to check your computer, yada yada. That works every damn time.
Well, I mean, it's not like we don't obviously look like nerds. I mean, that is one thing I have said.
Why you had to do me like that? Damn.
Sorry, dude. It's one thing I've seen social engineers do and really fuck up with is they'll try to, when they obviously look like hackers, take an HR pretext or just someone that they will never fit in with. It's like, no, if you look like a nerd and you act like a nerd and you talk like a nerd, just go ahead and take the pretext that is closest to who you are. It'll be
Steve
easier,
Urkel likes this.
My last physical, the last physical I did, I was literally pushing my luck. I took off all of my business clothes and everything to obviously not fit in. So I've got my DEF CON garb, my tactical bag, everything, and just walk in with my cards that we cloned, and nobody batted a fucking eye, and we're just like, what?
That means hackers work here.
Yep.
Like, there's a reason why Sean Connery gets typecasted, okay? It's okay to be the type actor.
Rest in peace, Sean Connery.
Right, it's okay to be the type actor. Just, if you have a type, just use the type. If you are the type, be the type. Don't pretend to be HR.
We do love the nonsense, though, man. We do love the nonsense.
Oh, that
There
we
was
do.
one Karen that caught us, but I'm pretty slick with my words, so we were able to talk our way out of that.
And also, don't like take all the snacks and just immediately shove them in your bag.
Oh yeah, that was my only mistake, but we still didn't get caught.
It's like I get it. DEF CON food's expensive, but be a little discreet about stealing the snacks.
No, it was some. I can't give too much detail, but this is a 3-letter agency in Virginia.
Nothing like some feds, man.
Man, they need to pay their interns more if they're stealing snacks like that.
We got the network implant and everything. I'm SSHing my phone, doing Nmap scans. It's like, dude, we've already got domain admin. Let's just go.
It's like, but man, have you seen the snacks? Give me a second.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me stuff my bag, and that's when people start taking notice.
I kind of want to build a rubber ducky, but not like a wireless rubber ducky, but like in a rubber ducky.
A rubber ducky and a rubber ducky.
So
Oh my God, that's actually genius.
In a rubber ducky.
Hold on, I think that's a thing already.
Really?
But it's not a
rubber
couch.
ducky.
It's not in a counter surveil branded rubber ducky though.
There you go. Yeah.
Hit
there
with
you
the
go.
news, Crouch Strong. How's this working on that going?
Google rubber ducky, rubber ducky.
I mean, imagine being a blue teamer and going to your boss, sir, there's a rubber ducky in the storage closet, and then you pull out a rubber ducky. He's gonna be like, you think you're fucking funny? Get back to work. But there's actually a rubber ducky in the rubber ducky.
All right.
So it's like one of those Chinese things where you pop open each layer, and then you finally get to the USB stick.
That's actually finally in there, but no
There
one's
it
going
is.
to believe the blue teamer for like a solid hour and a half.
But I think that's what threat actors take advantage of. They're not gonna believe you.
Exactly.
Who are you gonna trust? Who are they gonna trust? They're gonna trust you?
Right, there's a rubber ducky in the storage closet, and it's a rubber ducky.
Go stare at your logs all day. Go stare at those damn logs all day.
Submit a ticket, fucker.
That would be so clever.
No, nobody has. I don't think this exists in terms of a hacking tool. So we
Crouch Strong, what happened to your mic?
did it die?
We hear you, but barely.
Speak
Now
into
it
it.
works.
You know
Better?
something funny? I think I made a little demonstration of a rubber ducky I made where it just writes its own code and auto pwns. It like creates its own backdoor client server that pwns itself.
Nice.
Can you hear me now?
Also,
So
Crouch Strong has. How are the counter surveil branded rubber duckies coming along?
I haven't even gotten there yet. I'm going to have to get my hands on rubber duckies first. But I think I can do it just fine. I'm not
Yay.
concerned about that.
Sledge duckies.
I love making rubber duckies. Rubber duckies are fun to make.
So we're talking about like actual.
Yeah, but why don't we put a rubber ducky in the actual rubber ducky so that when,
Yeah,
when they
that's what
find
I'm
the
saying.
threat actor, they'll be like, oh, yeah, this is some stupid shit from IT.
No, what
It
I'm
would-
saying is you
It's a
have
meta
this
joke.
that's a wireless. It has a wireless device in it that works with a rubber ducky, and you just set it somewhere.
There are wireless rubber duckies, and I got 3 of them. They're actually pretty great.
So a wireless
You
rubber
plug
ducky
in?
and a rubber ducky, and no one will ever think it was a threat actor. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's a meta joke. It'd be hilarious.
Where did you find these devices? Are they? I see.
They're breaching us. Who
this-
did it? It was the ducky.
It's a Trojan ducky.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Trojan
They're basically,
malware.
they're basically rubber duckies with an ESP32 in them with their own interface and shit. It's pretty cool.
Just don't drop them in a pool and you'll be fine.
Anyway, I thought about it and I was like, this would be neat.
I think I'm gonna do that.
You know?
Look,
Hit
if
me
you
up
need-
on that. I
if
wanna
you
hear
need a guy
that.
that you want to test, I'll play with it. I know a guy. It's me. I'm him.
And hit
It's
me up
me.
on that. I want to know
I
how that
don't have
one
my
goes.
Cappy, but he's around here somewhere.
Insert joke about how the original Mario Bros. Movie predicted Luigi shooting a CEO. I mean, nothing.
Oh no! Not
I mean, Sorry, that movie's not canon, so I mean, it's totally canon. A comment from Bill. Yo, dog, I heard you like rubber duckies, and I put a rubber ducky in your rubber ducky.
Now we need a bigger rubber ducky to put that rubber ducky in, and we'll call it a turducky.
A turducky.
Not a turducken.
Random, but Havoc hasn't even interrupted the stream yet.
I was expecting it too.
Yeah, same. But I mean, that's what happens when you expect Anon. They don't show up apparently. No. That's why they tell you to expect us, because that's like the one thing.
He's sitting and watching, and he.
He's waiting for his cue. Let's be honest. And Sludge, I think we have a video for that.
Oh, we do. In a minute.
Can't let him have all the fun.
We got 10 minutes to kill, so we can fuck around.
Alrighty.
Unless we got any other subjects we want to knock out real quick, but I think we're... I don't know. Anybody got anything else?
Mm-hmm.
Not at the moment, no.
Anyone in the audience?
Futaba, whatever the fuck. Spam us with all your links.
I mean, I just had that link tree, the website, and then the YouTube video.
Yeah,
okay, that'll work.
His GitHub is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's so lame compared.
Yeah, my link tree. My link tree is gonna have every single thing. Like anything I would have spammed is in the link tree.
All right, let's make sure that gets on the show notes, guys. I don't know who's doing
sick,
that.
Pretty sick stuff there, for sure.
Is that you, Altkey, doing the show notes, or I don't know who handles that?
Wait, we did show notes?
Well, we probably should in cases like this.
Yeah, we probably should, actually.
It's like we kind of have show notes on the website, but show notes on the YouTube page would be good.
Yeah, they would.
All right, I'm going to bullshit for a minute if I can find the video. Here it is.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Havoc's gone AWOL, time to investigate. Did Havoc join a thrash metal band? Is he blasting plasma beams with the X-Men? Maybe he's hiding in a game engine, causing virtual chaos, or wrestling in some underground circuit. The truth is, finding a hacker's like finding the one sober guy at DEF CON. Want to know where in the world Havoc is? Come back with a fucking warrant.
Come back with a fucking warrant. Love that.
So if he's watching, now's the time.
Hold on, where'd those other glasses go?
I'm waiting for it.
Come on, Frank, where you at? You're not gonna let us get away with that, are you, Frank? Come on.
We need to make a diss track video for Frank to entice him to come back on.
We really do. We're just gonna have to insult him until he returns.
But bully him into... Oh, be quiet.
Particularly aggressive peer pressure.
Don't bother me. I'm bullying the Frank.
I mean, is it bullying the autistic kid if you're also the autistic kid?
It evens out, right?
Right.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Jesus, absolute Christ. It looks like I can. I see it's a Cactus WHID. I see what you've got here. It just took me a few minutes to find it. But
oh wait, shit. Speaking of Cactus, have you guys heard of some of the conferences coming out this year? We've got DEF CON coming soon, which, God forbid, I'm going to hate myself again because I'm gooning for the 15th freaking year in a row.
Dude, there's a pill for that. They tell you to warn your doctor if you can't stop gooning.
But there's this new one called Death Con, DEATH Con. Yep. And it's blue team and threat hunting. It's really cool. I'm probably going to check it out.
That's my alley.
And
yeah,
also,
you should check it out.
as commented by Bill in the comments, but also as me because I want to talk about this. Freaknik, don't forget Freaknik. Woo! And Besides Nash is coming up in May, so like Besides Nash, Freaknik. Freaknik is a legend for a reason.
DEF CON sites. There's one in Orlando. Looks like in-person DEF CON sites for 25 will be in Kuala Lumpur, Tacoma, Washington, San Diego, Austin, Texas, Orlando, Montreal, Cordoba, Edinburgh, Amsterdam, Norway, Oslo, Norway, and Bonn, Germany. Orlando is probably the closest to us. If y'all want to roll up on that, we'll talk about this on the side, but it's in like October.
Okay.
I'm down for a trip to a security conference in October. Hell yeah.
And of course, don't forget Hope, Hackers on Planet Earth, one of the more New York regional conferences.
And don't forget about your B-Sides events in your local area. There's usually one in every major city.
B-Sides Nash is going to be fire this year. Come on.
We'll do the one in Atlanta. Slide.
I'm doing the one in Nash. Sorry, y'all. I'm part of the Linux Village.
When is the one in Nash?
It's May.
Okay. When's the one in?
It's gonna be May.
It's gonna be May. I always go to the one in Atlanta and then the one in Birmingham. The one in Birmingham, the last time I was there was pretty cool. I met the guys that built the CTF for DEF CON, and I was giving the guy shit because half the code on his GitHub was broken, and he ended up giving me a challenge.
Also, Sledge, please come to B-Sides Nash. It's gonna be pretty fire.
Yeah, I'm
it's
looking.
No longer
I'm
not
church. I'm not broke anymore, so I might be able to make it.
Yeah, I'd be down for this too. Actually, I
like if y'all need the couch surf, I live here. Hello.
I mean, I would be willing to come back to Nash.
Yeah, you have friends, and your friends miss you, and your friends are also very quick to call the police.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, as long as it's not me this time, I don't give a shit.
As long as it ain't me again.
Exactly.
Dude.
It's fine, okay? Shut the fuck up. All right, so B-Sides in Atlanta is September, okay, and then October we've got DEF CON, which as I said, I'll talk to you guys about Orlando. Let's see, let me figure out when the fuck this is.
Hey, Futaba, you going to any conferences?
I wish.
No, November.
Maybe if it's in New York. Maybe if it's
as I say, Hope is local to you. Like
if it's local, but if it's like anything, but I'm gonna be real. New York City conference, them shit's ass. That's exactly what. There's never really anything I'm interested in. It's always the conferences I'm always interested in. There's always like you always have to follow a long yellow brick road to go on an adventure to get to them shits. Every conference I wanted to go to, it's like it's in it's never in New York, and it's just always it's usually DEF CON or Wild West Whack Hacking Fest, and those are the two I really want to go to a lot. Even if it's other conferences, I think some really good conferences are in Texas. It's always out of state. I just can never find it go what I really like in New York.
Have you tried the New York B-Sides or DEF CON groups or anything like that?
B-Sides NYC, I missed it. I wasn't aware that it was happening in time.
I was getting the New York scene's pretty good, actually, but I've never experienced it personally.
Really?
I was also told that the New York scene is absolutely fire by several people who live in New York, many of which who are watching right now, who are probably about to start typing angrily. Hey, my
New
conference
Yorkers,
is chill, motherfucker. I'm expecting someone in the comments.
I guess what I really mean is I'm not really interested in this. I don't know, a lot of conferences I want to go to, they're just not in New York. I think
I hear there's a bunch of cool hacker spaces out there too, but I haven't seen them. I've been to all the ones in Denver and Utah, all over the place. It's not New York yet.
There is one hacker space I'm going to, but that place is in Philly. It's really chill. It's a 2-hour bus ticket, 2-hour bus ride. But it's really cool. Yeah. It's actually with one of my you guys have heard of Lexicon?
No.
Sort of.
She basically specializes in electrical engineering. She designs a lot of drones like that. Even covers a lot of stuff when it comes to drone security. She's really awesome. I've been to her hackerspace, and they have a lot of cool projects going on. I think one of the things they're trying to do is they're trying to like get me on board to help them set up their cyber range. So they're basically trying to fix one of the biggest issues when it comes to people that want to learn more about hacking. And this is literally something that's gonna like set a lot of people apart. So we all know that when it comes to hacking, right, the biggest problem is people don't have access to resources. Whether it be digital resources to like learn books and stuff like that. Actual training, people don't have access to that. And the biggest thing too would be like the actual equipment and software that you would actually use on a real company and a job.
Correct.
Who's gonna pay for that? Who's gonna pay for that, right? How can you get experience that when you
That
not
shit ain't
pay
cheap.
for that? They're actually trying to design a range of a nonprofit that has the actual stuff for you to actually practice and mess around with, so you can actually take that into a real. Like if you couldn't afford active director or the pen test, you can actually get all that stuff and actually they'll have it for you and stuff like that. Even like servers to CTFs and stuff like that. So imagine like you have blue teaming jobs, red teaming jobs, or whatever, even malware analysis, forensics, stuff like that. Imagine having a range where you can just come and practice all that stuff. Obviously, they have T's and tickets and fees, get a membership, stuff like that. But imagine being able to have a hacker space where you have access to all these various equipment, even stuff that you would get from Hack 5. That's what they're trying to do. And they're trying to raise funding for it as well. I've been to their space and like they have a really good thing in mind. They're basically trying to like not only do you get like the training you need, you have access to the resources to read up and learn if you want to, videos and stuff like that. But you'll have like the actual physical equipment and tech to work with if you want to come into the actual hacker space and actually practice with like certain stuff. Like you can't afford to learn Active Directory hacking because you have to probably get a membership or whatever for that. They'll have it for you there. Anything that you need or you want to think about.
So that's exactly what I've been working on. But I'm trying, because I have a whole server room in my house. It's more than a rack. It's floor to ceiling server rack, HVAC, everything, you name
Custom
it.
hot aisle.
Like it's insane. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. Whatever. But we're working on different types of lab environments with Chasm as a front end, so people can log into a Kali box that way, kind of like hack the box, and then play in the lab if they want. But I still haven't gauged out how many users I can have at a time. Right now, I'm guessing 5 or 6 before we run out of resources. So
yeah, that's the same issue that they're running with as well.
Do a QA. And if anybody's listening, and if you have, I don't know, like, I don't remember the specifications, but check out Game of Active Directory. That's a quick and easy lab to spin up to learn AD hacking and internal pen testing.
Is it like free or do you have to like have like an actual?
It's a GitHub with some Terraform scripts that deploy it to, in theory, anything. But in my case, I had to deploy it on an Ubuntu hardware device on the VirtualBox specifically, convert that, and then upload it to my Proxmox server because the scripts to actually go from VMware to Proxmox weren't working. So whatever, we found a way around it and it works.
Okay.
And then you got to deal with the networking and the SDN and all that shit in the background. And we ended up having to use pfSense. But then again, there's an argument there, pfSense versus OpenSense. We went with pfSense.
Also, comment from the audience. Apparently, someone is a fan of the Grey Hat web scraping talk I gave so long ago at Freaknik. Like, dude, just hit me up. I'm glad to go into details. I did have to censor some of it for Freaknik because I was actually looking for a job at the time. So I only got, drunk enough to actually say the quiet part out loud like halfway through. Also, that was not sponsored by Malort, sadly. But if anyone out there from Malort was wanting to sponsor that talk or any of my talks, just hit me up because I did actually like down half a bottle of Malort during that talk.
Dude, I feel like Malort
they will sponsor people because they did it. That one unemployed wine guy.
Oh yeah. Also, Sledge's light bill is higher than Snoop Dogg. Thank you for asking.
But is it higher than Willie Nelson?
I don't know if he's quite there yet. I think he's going to need at least one more hot aisle.
Okay, all right. Cool.
But I swear to God, Malort should just embrace how much it sucks and advertise it that
Oh, they
way.
are.
I mean,
They
they
100% are.
absolutely have.
This tastes like you're going to fight your dad was a real advertisement they ran.
It's so good.
Also, one of my friends from Freaknik actually emailed Malort and said, "Hey, I'm a hacker who's obsessed with Malort, just like all hackers are. Send me stuff," and they did.
Dave.
We don't want it because it tastes good. We want it because it's funny.
Yep.
We want it for the meme, and Malort has embraced the meme. Okay, so no, you should talk to one of my classes. I can, and I totally would, but I would be happy to talk to them sober. The drunk me is rated R for why are there kids in here? So, according to the age of the class, warn me ahead of time, please. Like I said, just hit me up out of stream. I know you have my contact. If you don't, you totally do, actually. Just Discord me.
Before we call it, any word on that hammer, Mr. Crowd?
Right now, I made an error, and I'll show you my error. I bought
This could be interesting.
a setup to I bought a gadget, a case to print some plexiglass and some other stuff to build a case, an enclosure for my printer. Voila! Right?
Hey!
The problem is, I printed a remix, and plexiglass and shit doesn't fit. So I'm reprinting it, and I'm real angry because I can't use this.
Oh.
That sucks.
Measure 3 times print once, dude.
Oh no, it was FlashForge actually put out a whole thing with plexiglass and magnets and everything else. The problem is, I didn't realize that the remix didn't use that. So I am at this moment reprinting that piece or that whole upper piece. But I got everything else, so it'll take me another couple of days to finish that, and then I'll have your hammer. But I also need the file for the hammer.
I sent it, but I'll resend it.
Please, we talked about this last week.
Yeah, I'll resend
I don't know
it.
where that's at. Couldn't tell you. Good luck. But I'll have you a hammer. I can do that. I also, you know what? I'll talk about that right now. We'll talk later. I'll get you your hammer though. I got you.
I still really make that. What's it called? The AR-15 mount for the Flipper Zero. I still want to make that.
That's it.
That would be so sick. Oh my god.
Just a Picatinny mount for a
yes, Picatinny. That's the word.
That's what you're looking for. Picatinny mount for Flipper Zero.
I literally have the STL ready to go. You just got to print it and see if it works.
Okay,
Well,
send
throw it my
it
way,
to
I'll
me
do it.
because I got room.
Do you have a
gone
printer?
a little bit over on the rails. No, send me the printed one. I got room for mine.
Yeah. If you'll send me the file, I'll print it. Whatever.
I don't know if I told you all about my build, but I nicknamed my pistol UDP. Well, my AR is TCP.
Oh boy, that's
And yes,
that's real rough.
that equates to skill.
Maybe
that
not
shoots
that.
like a jank.
Maybe
Technically,
not
they're both UDP.
Oh no. Oh, no. Maybe
Oh,
don't
so
use
Something. Ping of
My
death
bad
joke
to
here
interrupt.
somewhere.
I can't believe the one link I forgot to post is my Discord server. Like I'm bugged.
Yeah,
you're
you
doing real
might
bad
want to
there.
post that, dude.
Yeehaw.
I think this is the last link I wanted to post in my Discord server. I can't believe that you guys are asking me several times about links. I'm like, okay, let me post the link to you. I'm like, no, let me post the most important one, which is the Discord server. Like, now my brain
I'm
wants
like, are
to
you sure?
wait before we close. Wait. So,
we would have just stuck it on the website. It would have been fun.
That happens like all the time too. You are not the first one to do that. You're not the last. So
Yep.
like, yeah, no worries, man. That's why we were reminding you.
bro,
Shout
I
out
felt
to
like
the
you
man
guys.
from first to last.
I felt like you guys were like the teachers trying to remind me to submit my assignment. Like, yo, I already submitted. Stop fucking reminding me. I'm oh damn.
And then you're like, oh shit, I didn't submit it.
No.
Wait, you were right. Wait.
No. We're that HR Karen reminding you to fill out your timesheet, damn it.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
Didn't take it seriously, and now I gotta wait an extra day to get paid. Damn.
Sucks.
Shit.
Yeah, even
I
worse,
should
you
have
already
listened.
scheduled plans for payday, and now you're like, fuck.
That's when you give them the middle finger, say, "See, you should have listened. Now fuck off." Damn.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm surprised I forgot the Discord because every day I'm posting talking about join the Discord. But I'm like, okay, now I'm not doing that. Come on.
It's all right.
Now
we talked about a lot in the last hour and a half.
That we have.
How do I flash this in the public chat without being under Adrian Crenshaw's thing?
Oh, you
I
don't.
want to be
that's
under
the
ours.
fun part.
I can just do
I'm
this.
under yours, but I don't think you're under it because I don't have admin permissions to Adrian, so it won't flash as Adrian. It'll flash as the podcast. Adrian's smart enough to not give me admin access for some reason.
We're gonna defang that because it doesn't want to post for me for some reason.
Like somebody did it earlier and it worked. Whoever did that, do that with his Discord link.
No.
It was probably me. Give me 1 sec. I'm on it.
Somebody
Discord
was able
link
to
is like
post under. Yeah, who is the one posting under the Counter Surveil podcast account?
Yeah.
Because when I try to post, it says Adrian Crenshaw.
Meow. Meow.
Not I.
There we go.
Did not
That's
want
the
me
link.
to do that.
That was me. Hi.
So you've got it. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, Frank thought it was a good idea to give me admin one day.
that's it.
He will totally not pay dearly for that decision later.
Still waiting for Anonymous to show up.
I know,
Me
right? We even made an entire
Talking
video.
shit. Yeah,
We made an entire video talking shit about him. Come on. Where is he at?
We can make it look like he's here.
No, that's no fun.
I mean, that's just not as fun.
That's-
Wait, are we talking about like the group Anonymous or just like the person that used the
So Frank has
running
been Frank has been pretending to be Anon and just cutting into podcasts that he hasn't been in attendance as a host in because he thinks it's funny, and it is.
For context, he has admin access. He can upload whatever video he wants, and he would just log in under a random name and fuck with us.
Yeah. He'll pop in and shut the cast down and run an AI generated video about Anon and the bullshit they're spewing just as a joke. So it's a running joke at this point. It's pretty great, actually.
It's fucking hilarious.
The first time
operational training.
The first time he did it, man. Totally caught us off guard.
And the timing was mwah.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. So
yeah, destroyed a perfectly good conversation, damn it.
Yep. And totally off the rails at that point, but yeah, he very, very skillfully put that to use. And, oh boy, it was a great time. So yeah, now we just kind of expect it. So
That's how he's taking advantage of you. That's exactly what he wants you to do.
Yeah, and now we're trying to egg him on to do it when we want him to because it's
we're
funny,
trying
but
to
it's not really working because, reverse psychology.
Greetings, Counter Surveil podcast. We are anonymous. Sledge, we warned you. You had a choice to show respect or face consequences, and yet here you are, belittling us, claiming we are nothing but relics of the past. Script kiddies, you said? Outdated? Irrelevant? Allow us to educate you. Your systems were not secure, your network exposed, your podcast compromised. This transmission is proof that no one is untouchable, not even a so-called hacker and red teamer like yourself. Your arrogance has led to this moment. We have infiltrated your digital fortress, accessed your files, and now we deliver this message not just to you, but to your entire audience. This is a reminder. Respect the shadows, or be consumed by them. The internet does not forget. The hive does not forgive. We are everywhere and nowhere. You are but a guest in our domain, and you have overstayed your welcome. We do not forgive, we do not forget. Expect us, lamer. Greetings.
Aren't you glad that the actual Anon had better video production quality?
That one was fun. It was.
That was fun.
That was you, Sledge, yeah?
Was
No,
it?
that was anonymous. I don't know.
Totally.
I didn't know. Okay, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's been a
I want to know
it was P Diddy
to doing the thing is what I'm trying to figure out.
It was P Diddy.
No,
P.
Diddy
Diddy
did
film himself.
Diddy did the
Diddy
diddly
did.
just now.
Diddy, okay.
Diddy came in.
Not the Diddy.
I mean, the podcast is young enough.
Diddy didn't do it, did he? Damn. Wow.
You know something funny?
Podcast
I'm actually
it's less than a year old. What?
Exactly.
I'm actually gonna design some like face malware that's gonna be like project named after P Diddy, like Project Baby Oil.
Only if it goes after Johnson and Johnson can we approve of that.
It's got to be on googoogaga.com.
That'll be the C2.
There's my goddamn domain. There's the reason I need the C2. We'll collab. It's fine. I got you. Jesus. Oh, man.
I think we should end the podcast before we end up on the watch list because I think we might have taken it a bit far.
We're already on all the watch list, dudes. Just quit.
Dude, I've already had to Grubhub food to the van in my front yard. Can we not?
I already did. I still gotta go pick it up out from the front of my door. All right, I gotta pee like a motherfucker. Let's call it.
Remember, Grubhub food to your fed and they're hungry.
All right, thanks for Tabu for coming on. That was fun.
Taba.
Taba, whatever the hell. God damn it.
Dude, play Persona.
We appreciate you. It was good to have you and nice to meet you.
Absolutely.
You too. It was a pleasure to meet you guys.
All right, guys. Peace.
Deuces.
See ya. Hack the planet.
Do the end thing. You know how this goes.
Yep. Hit the outro.
Don't make me bully you too.
No, hold on. Now I'm confused.
I will cyberbully you, man. Hit the button.
Someone's gotta go wee, dude. Hit the button.
Hold on. I have 3 options. I'm gonna gamble on which button it is. Let's try this one.
We're very professional here.
There we go.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.